guys, and welcome to this week's video. Now this week is going to be a little bit different as a special anniversary happens this week for me, and that is on the 2nd of September, yesterday for you guys. It will have been 10 years since my grandpa passed away. Now grief is a mental illness and it's a really hard emotion to process, because grief is made up of so many different feelings that happen in random orders that are just really hard to process, and it never fully goes away, doesn't grief? And I think that's one of the hardest things, is you never really get over grief, you just learn to live with it. This year the feelings are overwhelming and more powerful, and I believe that's all to do with the fact that it's 10 years on. It's a milestone, it's a decade. 10 years is a big thing, and it's just made the emotions a lot more powerful and made them more known, because it's a milestone to reach 10 years without that person. I still struggle with the loss of my grandpa. I even had grief counselling when it happened, and I think you always sort of will, you know, it's hard to fully accept what happened. I have moments of anger, I have moments of, you know, not wanting to accept that he's gone, and I have moments of utter heartache that he's no longer here. Now I'm going to try and get through this without getting emotional, but it's going to be hard. 10 years seems like a very long time to not have seen him, to not have heard his laugh, to not have just been around him. It seems like a long time. But also, as you can see, it feels like yesterday, the pain of losing him. And it doesn't seem that long ago at all that we lost him. As I get nearer the anniversary, I find myself looking at pictures of me and him and listening to the song that was at his funeral and just reminiscing and just trying to remember the little things, because it hurts reaching this milestone. My grandpa was very special to me. He was like a dad to me. And when you reach the 10-year milestone, you realise that you've lived 10 years without that person. They've missed out on those 10 years of your life, and they're going to miss out on the next 10. And it hurts. It really does. But I love him, and I do think of him often, and we keep him alive in our family with jokes saying, oh, if Grandpa was here, he'd be able to do this, and we remember him fondly. As the 10-mark anniversary approaches, I know that my grief feels very overwhelming right now, and the feelings feel very powerful and very I just miss him very much. I know I'll be able to go back to living alongside my grief while missing him. I wanted to do this video because grief is a very strange, overwhelming emotion, and it feels impossible to survive it at the beginning when you lose someone you love. You feel like, how can you ever possibly go on with life without that person? How does the world keep turning without that person? But it does. And this video is proof of that, you know, 10 years on. I love him just as much. I miss him more than ever. But I've lived my life, but I've kept him with me in my heart. And that's all that matters. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.